Hi there guys and welcome to another Train Sim 2018 video. Today's a bit different for those of you that don't watch the stream. I'm using the stream overlay for this one with the face cam, just so we can see my reaction to this. I'm going to pause it quickly, just a bit of blurb. Already looks a bit nicer. I thought the face cam would be a bit better for this one, just so you can see my reactions as well as my voice. It's not going to be a common feature in the videos. For those of you that don't like it, don't worry. But for these first look videos, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a try. You'll see my look of confusion a lot of the time, to be honest with you. Also, welcome to the shed for those of you that don't watch the Twitch stream. Okay, right. What I'm going to do, actually, before I do this, it looks nice. It looks nice. It's definitely had a good texture upgrade. I'm quite pleased with that. Well, texture upgrade's not true. It's all new supposedly, so we'll go for it being all new. And yeah, so far so good. You can look right round in it, which you couldn't before, which is nice. You can go all the way around. Excellent. Okay. Yeah. So far so good. A little bit blurry in places, mind. A little bit sketchy, but no, happy. Good. Good. Pleased with that. Pleased with that. Right, okay, good morning driver, welcome aboard the Virgin Trains, Virgin Class 390 Pendolino. You'll be operating early morning high-speed passenger service from Manchester Piccadilly to London Euston, starting from Stafford and going as far as Rugby, making one stop at Nuneaton along the way. Please allow passengers to board here before departing. Let's do that then. Also got some things. External alarms, excellent. Train driver vigilance alarm is now active. What's my frame rate doing here? Ooh. Ooh. It's a frame rate intensive route anyway, so I'm not going to say too much about that so far. Let's get some headlights on. Put them on day. What do we have? Day, night, and all the way round. And back to tail. Oh, hazards work. That's cool. And they flash, and they flash on there, run on there. That's a nice touch. I like that. Night backup, day backup, night running, and day. Dimmer controls. Oh, it's just on and off. That's a bit bright, but hey, it's not daytime. It's daytime, so we'll give it that. TMS looks the same. I do have the manual with me. We'll read through that as we get going, but you know, I like to fiddle. That works. So we have the DRA, even though I try not to use it. Windscreen wipers. What do we have? We have initial, nice, slow, and fast. Cool. On V and Shift V. Pantograph selection. This does do front and back. I knew that already. Pan up reset button works and pan down button. Perfect. Air conditioning. Leave that on auto, but I'm glad that moves. I like that. Oh, and the temperature selector. No, that's quite good. I'll turn the radio on here. I can see my breath. What else do we have? Cab lights. We have cab lights. Notepad light. We have notepad light. Signal bell. We do have. We'll give that a go in a second. All right. All right. Tassus isolated. That's. Oh no, I think there's probably a bit of a procedure to that. Master key is on. Let's go into neutral. Let's. So that's the tilt alarm. I like that. And the task 1 intervention. Like that start up. Yeah. Okay. Like that a lot. Let's get going. Notched properly. Love it. How does it feel? I'll do the exterior pull away for the sounds at Nuneaton. Let's pull up the manual. Eco mode. Got the TAS authorization, which is the tilt authorization speed supervision. Pleased with that. That seems to be. This is partially implemented, not fully implemented, partially implemented. I do remember Ed saying this on the stream actually. Sanding is applied either automatically during an emergency brake application or by pressing the sanding button during braking. Pressing the button will drop sand for 10 seconds. Sanding cannot be activated unless the power handle is in brake notch. DRA, reverser, DSD. We've got DSD. It can be activated and deactivated with Control D. Cancel on the Q key. I'd have liked to have seen that follow the line of AP and go for that E key just to make it slightly different. Eco mode. So what is Eco mode? Normally class 390 uses Eco mode, which restricts power to 85% of its maximum. If you're running behind time, boost mode may be enabled by pressing Control F, which will allow full power to be applied. Nice, I like that, it's in there. So combined power handle. Combined power handle features the following notches: emergency brake 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, off, power 1, 2, 3 and 4 as it should. All braking notches apart from emergency. The electric brake or rheostatic or regenerative brake is in use. This brake fades under 25 miles an hour and is automatically blended with the air disc friction brakes to make up for any shortfalls in braking at any speed. In step 1 and 2, the electric brake is used, as well as the friction brakes on the unpowered axle of each of the motor coach. In notch 3 and 6, the brakes on the running coaches are brought into use, the pressure being very dependent on the vehicle loading, in order to create a consistent acceleration rate in each notch. Excellent. So it's like a variable load. I like that. Let's get this up to line speed. It feels nicer to drive. Emergency power, however, doesn't provide any additional brake force over notch 6, but it just cuts everything in. External alarms are in. Destinations, I won't worry about, you guys can read those. And then it goes on about scenarios. So the big thing to read up about here is the TAS, isn't it? So see how this works. So the tilt authorization and speed supervision system features balises located in the track which provide information to the onboard computer telling the train when it is authorized to tilt and the maximum speed that the Class 390 can operate on that particular stretch of track. For the sake of simplicity, Train Sim 2018, the system is done automatically and no balises are required or present, with braking curves for speed changes being generated automatically. In essence, the TAS operates as a form of speed monitoring, which I should be monitoring my own speed at the minute. It's a bit laggy in points on this. This is a pretty clean install Train Sim. It's only been in a couple of days as well. Being a more sophisticated version of the earlier CAPT system found, the APTP, love the mention of that in their head like that. The system works in the background and should drive the route correctly. TAS will never intervene. The basic functions of TAS are as follows: TAS demand light extinguishers, no alarm sounding, normal operation in speed ranges. TAS demand light flashes, alarm sounding, speed exceeded track limit or braking curve by 3.5 miles an hour. Alarm could not be cancelled, would automatically cease once speed drops to correct range. TAS demand light steady, no alarm sounding. Speed exceeded track limit or braking curve by 6 miles an hour. Emergency brake application activated. Emergency application cannot be cancelled at this stage. With the TAS demand light flashing, no alarm sounding. Speed return to normal levels by TAS demand application. Emergency. I'm getting some pretty big stutters. Very detailed route as well, so I'm not putting this down to the train. Emergency application will be cancelled by the Q key. So there we go. You see the sounder kick in there as well? Is that going to actually... Oh, it's because I went into the emergency brake, not TAS itself. Well, this is going well. I like this already. Nice! The braking curves for the TAS system have been calculated at a deceleration rate of 0.88 metres per second, which is approximately equal to step 4. Should you exceed the braking curve and get a TAS alarm, you'll need to select step 5 or 6 in order to correctly meet the upcoming speed limit. Okay, that's fine. Right, let's work out how this resets. Now I've done the nice bits in the manual, we can go back to actually having a play with this thing. Ooh. Okay. We're in boost mode now, because we're running a bit behind. Covered the in-cab stuff. It was nice to have at least seen that light up. I would have liked to see the GSMR at least start up, but not being too picky. There are some slight texture and things that I'm not 100% convinced about. The yellow to me still slightly. Oh, this is eating. Something is eating my frames. Let's get out of the tunnel, go back and have another look outside. Didn't sound too bad from outside there, to be fair. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's loud for those horn fans. Yeah, okay. It's hard for me to say because I don't go on Pendolinos that much. I can't. Sounds all right to me. Definitely sounds better than it used to. Put it that way. And I think that is what I am basing this on. Right, let's use speed set. So it rounds up to the nearest 5, which I'm really pleased about. The speed set on the old Pendolino was an absolute royal pain in the behind. But I think, do you know what? I think it looks quite good. Let's do a couple of passing shots because that's going to be the real key to it. Oh, it is eating frames. Don't know if that's the train or just the route. I'll have to test that. It's nice in here. The one in the old Pendolino wasn't bad, to be fair. I always said it wasn't bad. Let's get some passing shots in. There seems to be much track sound from the outside. Don't know if that's just my ears. But is it better than the old one? Yes. And is it worth the £10.49 I've just paid for it? In my eyes, yes. And even at $14.99, if you didn't own the old 390, yeah. I mean, it'd be lovely if the the Pendolino that I showed off before that couldn't be released. That would have been a lovely free upgrade, but this is nice, and the sounds are definitely better on this than the old Pendolino and even the Pendolino unreleasable enhancement pack. I'm quite impressed. I'm pretty convinced there might be a few things that are slightly recycled, but I don't blame them. The sounds themselves I know pretty much are. They've been reworked though, and you can definitely tell that. You can definitely tell that. I am a little bit... I think any very demanding train on the Trent Valley is going to cause some issues. I do have my settings really high as well, like completely and utterly maxed out for everything. So that might be it. And I am definitely sure that yellow is slightly off on the front there. But it does look... I don't don't know. I think I'd need to put them both side by side, the old Pendolino and the new one. And it might be just because I'm so used to the front of the old Pendolino that this just doesn't... It looks lovely. It's very nice. Yeah, I'm on board with this. It drives very nicely. There's a lot to keep you on your toes. The TAS stuff is going to be interesting. I'm going to really like working some of that stuff out. So controls wise, you have the emergency brake, speed set, reverse, and master key is mouse only. Combined power handle, headlights, instrument lights, DRA, DSD, DVD, pedal, tilt alarm, tilt isolation is on the O key, sander is X. TAS ward intervention is mouse only. AWS reset is on the Q key. Windscreen wipers are V and shift V as normal. Pantograph selection switch is U. Pantograph up is P. Pantograph down is P. Passenger emergency holdover is mouse only. Right, that's slightly interesting. Is that something that we can activate in scenarios? Cab lights is L. Air conditioning controls are mouse only. Horn is spacebar and B key. Signal bells on C. We didn't do that, even though I said I would, didn't we? Fair enough. The notepad light is mouse only again. So actually all things that I have no problem with at all. I don't know if that DVD sound is completely correct. And we could also do that, which is very nice. You couldn't do that on the old one. I don't think you could. I think there was one... Was there not one model that did have the hatch open? I'm not sure. But that'd be nice to see some 57 drags. Livery wise, let's try and have a look at this without it lagging too much. Definitely better than the first generation pack. As I said, that yellow in the front does look a little off to me. It's not really mirrored, like hyper reflective like I was hoping. The windows are very dark, but I suppose in real life they are as well, so that's not too much of a bad thing. When we stop we'll have a proper look at the exterior. It's too hard to doss about out there like that, isn't it? Second man side, it's a nice view of the cab. I do like that. The way the tilt works is very reminiscent of the APT, which is quite nice. For the amount of time... Does that really work? I don't care. I like the fact that you can click that. Definitely thumbs. By the way, I'm not doing any extra hand movements for the camera, I can assure you. This is actually how I drive in real life, so in all those videos you're now seeing what it actually is like. And there is the passenger alarm holdover switch. It does go in. That's quite satisfying actually, that horn. Again, I'm not sure how accurate the sound is. I'm looking forward to testing the braking, if I'm honest with you. I'm not going to do any running brake tests or anything while we're doing this. That sort of whine, that sort of high-speed whine that Klaus and I both seem to love is definitely there. It's not as pronounced as it used to be. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, really. But it's all right. It's all right. Neutral section. Do we have it? Come on, show me, show me, show me, show me, show me. Yes! Woohoo! New section functionality is there as well. Perfect. Okay. Everything that I was looking forward to being in this is in this. And a little bit more. A few of the little extra features there I quite like. And the physics of actually driving it is beautiful. Drives quite nicely so far. I like this eco mode and non-eco mode. Let's put that eco mode back on. We're still running a couple of minutes behind, but hey. I wonder how that is activating, deactivating in real life. I'd have to read the retro manual that I have for this. I will do a manual read through with it as well, but it's an older one. I'm guessing it's TMS. I've never really read through the full manual of the 390, to be fair. So in-cab functionality for me, this is yeah, bang on. Bang on. Is there anything I can think of? I'm probably a bit too excited to really come up with what I think is missing yet. That will come from the longer I drive it. Do I think the West Coast Mainline Trent Valley was the right route for the scenarios? Yeah. Yeah, it's a lovely route that doesn't get much love, but a lot of people do find it hard to run, even on quite high-end machines. You can see here, I'm getting probably an average of about 30 with drops down to below 15 at times, and that is on an Intel i7 7700K with 16 gigs of RAM and a GeForce 1070. So, no slouch of a machine. But this is a very intensive route. But I'm very much looking forward to giving this a rip up the West Coast Mainline over Shap. And even the West Coast Mainline North, it'd be nice to see how it copes with the non-super elevated track on that route. So we have a 100 limit coming up. Quite happy with that. That was pretty seamless, really. Why am I going? Ah, I didn't have the. That gets your attention, didn't it? I thought I had speed set on. I've got to be a little bit better than that. Come on now. Let's get this up to speed and see what speed set looks like. Please don't be a pain in my backside. So that's speed set on. That's it off. Okay. really sort of see its Alstom roots, can't you, in the cabs. Well, there's little bits of 175 in here, bits of 180s. Especially that on-trains communication panel. The isolation switches as well, which I quite like. So far so good. I did say earlier on, is it worth buying? And yes, it is. It is. This is better than the freeware one. There's going to be people out there going, but the free one was free! Well, the free one can be free, but you can't have it. You can find it through illegal sources, and there's a few people distributing it that shouldn't, but if you want to find that one, go for it. I actually prefer this one. I massively prefer this one already. The physics are an awful lot better on this one. And with the TAS stuff, God, it keeps you on your toes. You're going to have to drive it quite well, otherwise you're going to end up in trouble. So I'm already at 126. Actually, if I put Shift Control C on it, should notch that down. Yeah, there we go. But we're stopping at Nuneaton anyway, so let's get the brakes on. It's full brake power. Is it going to be enough? Yeah, it's going to be plenty. Nice strong brakes. We've made up time there. Seen a lot of people on Train Sim tonight. I think this is going to be attract a lot of people. I'm actually recording this. It is 10:30 on release day. I've been at work, so I couldn't get it early enough. But I'm hoping to get this video out actually on release day. I will also be streaming straight after this video goes live. That's a sound I've heard before. Okay, so what we're looking at 18 FPS. No steps coming out, which was done on the APT. Wonder if that was just too much grief. The interiors look nice just from the door view and everything, don't they? They're not even windows. Oh, they are. They've just got very reflective outsidey bits. You can't see in them at all. You can't see the little eyes. I wonder what that's like at night. I wonder if you can see in any of it at all at night. If I do Shift N. No. His headlights do look nice though. Don't they? They're very nice. Buggy detailing's nice. I'm loving all the little yellow handles. Emergency egress is all green. That's that. Yeah, okay. I don't know if I'm just being too picky about the windows. Nameplates, just in this is a picky point. I would like to see it being 3D modelled, but that's just my preference. Right, better get moving, otherwise we're going to be back on time. But it means we can turn that eco mode off again. Right. I like that. As I say, I'm no Pendolino sound expert by any stretch of the imagination, but to me it sounds right. I'm sure there'll be people out there going, no it doesn't. And there are some real Pendolino experts out there. There we go. I always forget how far back the pantograph actually is. Rugby, 13 miles then. To enjoy it. I wonder if that I'm interested in the PASCOM, and it had been mentioned in the manual as well. Makes me think that there might be something where you could actually press the PASCOM holdover switch, which is this down here. So what this basically is if a passenger pulls a communications, used to be the communications cord, didn't it, or a passenger call point or something? Do they call them now? Emergency call points? Not sure. If they're pulled, an alarm will go off in here. It will be that one. Will go off, I think. And then what you can do, I've got an achievement, is press this, and I think that usually gives Alstom, usually I think it's 30 seconds or a minute, and then it will sound again, then you have to reset it. And that is mainly so that it doesn't put on the emergency brake straight away. So if you were on, and I like the terms here, in a tunnel or a viaduct, it basically means you get to a safer place to detrain passengers. That'd be quite a cool little aspect to the scenario. Some of the sounds are very loud, but I quite like that. It definitely feels like a new train sim train, put it that way. It doesn't really feel like the old Pendolino. Sometimes it looks a bit like the old Pendolino, but that's to be expected. There were certain aspects of the old Pendolino that were pretty good. But this definitely looks a bit more chic and a bit more modern. Oh, you see, I thought I'd put... Oh, I put it into emergency again. I thought I had put speed set on again there. Gonna have to learn how to use that properly, ain't I? So we've had 2 emergency brakes already. That's nice, isn't it? Testing it out, that's what I was doing, see. It wasn't on purpose, just testing it out. But it just shows you we will need to get used to these things when driving it. Lots of you won't have a problem, because lots of people don't even use speed set. I tend to, because I'm lazy. Oh, park and brake. Does it light up? Yeah, it does. Nice. Yeah, I like being able to do that. So I've got 5 miles near enough, or 6.5 miles actually, for my sort of conclusion. So as this is the first time I've properly seen it, you saw Train Sim start, that was the first time I've looked at it, driven it. What do I think? I'm sure you've already guessed, I love it. Absolutely love it. I think this has been done very nicely. I don't think it's fault free, but very little that is released from Train Sim is. Do I think it is a massive improvement on what we had? Yes. Price wise, this cost me $10.98. Just double check that. $10.49 it cost me. Price of an enhancement pack from AP, and you're getting a very enhanced $3.90 from what we had. So yeah, I've got no issue with the price. Even at 15 quid I'd pay that for this. Damn right I would. Damn right I would. That would be at the top end of what I'd be really willing to pay for it, but I would pay for it. It's a pleasure to drive so far. I'm looking forward to learning it. I'm looking forward to actually nailing it. Like actually giving it a really good amount of time to learn its little speed points, at what point the train feels like it's going the right speed, checking it with a speedo, working out the task stuff. It's pretty good. I would have probably liked to have seen maybe a tilt authorization system where it had track markers for where you could put down for it to be allowed to tilt or not. That would have been quite nice, but I'm guessing that would have probably been quite a bit of work. Saying that, probably no more than... Okay, I don't know. Maybe this is the happy medium. Because if you did that, then there'd be all sorts of things that you'd have to do on other routes that people would want to use it on, and that's that would end up causing issues, wouldn't it? Scenario-wise, I think it comes with about 4 scenarios as well. What? Hang on, let me just check the manual. It also says here quick drive scenarios. Extra quick drive starting points have been added to the West Coast Main Line Trent Valley to provide access to the fast lines. These can be identified with a VT prefix in the quick drive menu. There isn't any mention of the what scenarios are in the manual, but I think there's about 4 for the West Coast Main Line Trent Valley, which isn't a bad number really. People that worked on it was Ricardo Rivera for the artwork. Riviera. Did I say that? Rivera. Sorry, mate. Edward Fisk, Sounds of Physics. Thomson Interactive for allowing dovetail games to create scenarios on the West Coast Main Line Trent Valley, because that was something I thought about. Because in theory they were selling scenarios, and that's something that Thomson tend not to like. But I'm pleased they did do. And then Duncan City Photographic Reference and the Dovetail Games beta testing team. Okay. So, in conclusion, is this a buy? Yes. Should you go and get it? Yes. Am I going to be driving it lots? Yes. Can I wait for some reskins for it? I can't wait, because I'm sure there's going to be a few. Am I pleased that it is in the game? Oh, yes. Am I happy with it? Yes. Oh, I actually quite like that, even though I'm at the platform. Yeah, quite like that. So, all in all, I'm a big fan of that. So, thank you very much for bearing with me, guys, and thank you very much for bearing with Facecam. I will catch you guys next video. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Talk about ruining my bit there. Once again, guys, thanks ever so much for watching, and I will catch you again next time.